The movie reviewed in this episode is rated R. Listener discretion is advised. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Scary Movie Nights podcast, a bi-weekly podcast where the scares are real, but the friendships are realer. Today, we will be discussing The Conjuring, released in 2013. That's Mariana.
And that's Joan.
And we are your hosts for the night. But first, Mariana, we have a guest today.
We do!
Yay!
Hello,
Welcome,
guest.
Aaron.
Thank you.
How are you?
Doing very well. Happy to be here.
Do you love movies?
Very much.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so huge movie buff. Obviously, we all have our favorite directors, our styles, our genres. I've always loved horror. Grew up not being allowed to watch horror movies.
Really?
Which was always great. But I had cousins who their parents didn't care, so we'd always go over there and watch all the good movies that I wasn't allowed to watch at home.
It's always the cousins.
Oh, yeah.
It's always the cousins.
Yes.
Did they give you nightmares or what?
No, I never really
okay.
got nightmares. I never was really scared. I'm a big reactive person, so in the moment I'll get scared. But I think once I kind of got past it, and also I had to hide it from.
Oh,
if I
yes,
went
of course,
home,
yeah.
I couldn't get nightmares because then my mom.
Oh yeah,
your
we
mom would
watched
know.
Teletubbies.
Exactly.
I'm dreaming of the sun and it's scary.
Okay, well, we're really happy to have you. Of course, all three of us are horror movie lovers, and I think The Conjuring is one of the best scary movies released this century.
Absolutely.
Modern. Classic,
Modern,
for sure.
for sure. So let me ask you guys, what had you clapping this week?
Hey. Oh, we clapped earlier.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Mar, what had you clapping this week?
This week, I'm clapping for the joys and the silver linings of unemployment. Not that I want to be unemployed, but is it nice to be at home at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday? Yes, it is.
Work.
So I have to see, but also please hire me.
Somebody give us gerbs.
Please, I need a gerb.
We really want gerbs.
Please hire me.
Yeah.
I need money. Okay.
Aaron, what
I'll
had
keep
you
my
clapping?
ear to the ground for
Thank
sure.
you.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
I'm clapping for the small things. We did a lot at our home, just trying to enjoy, just putting together a desk. I think was the most horrific thing I've done this weekend, and it took me all day, but we got it done, and it was. I'm happy that it's there for myself and my girlfriend.
So anytime that something has to be put together in our house, I tell Brian to do it because I'm like, you know what? I just don't have that engineering mindset where
It's a test of a relationship.
That's very interesting.
We recently watched a movie called The Assessment.
Okay.
It has Lizzie Olsen, and it's kind of set in the future, and you have to do this assessment to determine if you're able to have a kid. And a part of the assessment, they have to put together this kids plaything, and they have a hard time putting it together. Yeah.
It's
I saw a trailer for that,
but this is a little
but
difficult.
it definitely is a test for sure.
Yeah.
Joanne, what had you clapping this week?
What had me clapping this week? Honestly, I'm gonna agree with you, Mariana, because I'm also unemployed. But I'm actually really excited about the freedom it gives me to create a little bit more content.
Yeah.
I put out a reel not too long ago, and it was really fun filming it.
Yeah.
And editing it, putting everything together, it scratched this creative itch that I've had for a very long time. Because I think especially as teachers, we just don't get a lot of time to, you can be creative with your lessons, but it's not
You have
it
so
doesn't
many
feel
other
the
things
same.
to do.
Yeah. You can enjoy and
Yeah.
we just talked about in our last episode for Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost.
Yeah.
To create something with intent or
Yeah.
be mindful about creating certain things. So I'm clapping for that. Yeah. But also please give us gerbs.
Yeah.
Please.
Germs all around.
Germs.
Oh my God. But enough about that. Let's call the Warrens for The Conjuring.
Hello,
Ring,
Ed.
ring. Ed?
Dad?
Please, Ed. Dad, literally, please listen. Listener, you're gonna hear me swoon over
Patrick
Wilson
Yeah.
the entire episode, so please just understand, you can skip over it if you
Or deal with it.
or deal. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm right. But anyway, we're moving into our no spoiler section. So if you haven't watched The Conjuring, which I definitely recommend that you do, this portion of the podcast is safe to listen to. There will be no spoilers. And Mar's going to take it away.
Alrighty, so we have a no spoiler synopsis for anyone that has not seen this film. The Conjuring 2013 is a supernatural horror film that follows demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren. It follows their case with the Perron family. Now, upon moving into a new house, this family, they purchased it for a steal. They begin experiencing supernatural events, and it leads them to seek help from the Warrens. And with the help of the Warrens, they uncover the macabre history of the land that they purchased, and they must stop the evil that's at play.
I love it.
I said the word macabre correctly.
Honestly, I love that word. I'm so happy you used it. Yeah, macabre.
But it's got like an R-E in there that like they're both silent.
Yeah.
Macabre.
Is that French?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
This is the first film in the CCU, the Conjuring Cinematic Universe. And It is loosely based on Ed and Lorraine's case files from their lifelong careers in the occult. So we have Vera Farmiga as Lorraine Warren, and we have Patrick Wilson as Ed Warren, and they're amazing. And then the only two other characters that I was like, I know those actors. We have Joey King, love her. And then, what's her name? Mackenzie Foy. So she was Cindy, and she also played Renesmee in Twilight. So that's, yeah.
She was also Murph in Interstellar.
Yes, she was Murph in Interstellar.
You're right.
So that child. I know like kids walk into castings and they see her and they're terrified. Okay, now for production. So one of the producers, I think it was like Peter Grund, he originally wrote the film, but he wasn't able to find a studio to produce the film. But later he partnered with Peter Safran, and they worked together with the Hayes brothers, so Chad and Carrie Hayes, they're twins, and they got the project going. And it ended up being like a bidding war between like a bunch of studios who wanted to produce this film. Ended up going to Warner Bros, I think. Or it was a collab between two studios that ended up producing it. It's directed by James Wan, who also directed the second Conjuring film, Insidious, a lot of the Saw movies, so lots of good stuff in there.
What I really love about James Wan as a director is like, he tends to be really in your face with horror, I feel like. Like there are some subtleties, etc., because horror is like subtle in some ways, but like especially I feel like with The Conjuring 2, like the scary shit starts right away, bro. Like the ghost is like right there immediately, like making you jump. And I feel like The Conjuring, like this one, is a lot of the same, especially like towards the second half of the movie.
And I would say that like a lot of the jump scares are like nothing revolutionary, but I feel like they're so well placed within the film and like in the context of everything that's happening that they're very like effective. Like this movie, like oh, I remember the first time I saw it. Now I've seen it so many times that I'm like, I know exactly what's going to happen. I still enjoy it. Now, Chad and Carrie Hayes, they're twins, and they wrote the script for the film. And they actually changed the point of view of the film, which was originally from the Perron family, to kind of include the Warrens more. So it was more of like from the Warrens' point of view. And they worked with Lorraine Warren herself. They had like phone calls with her and everything. And then also Lorraine Warren has talked about the film, and she claims that the events in the film were not really that exaggerated. Like she says that stuff actually happened.
What? Like the exorcism and everything?
Yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about the true story. So in 1971, the Perron family, and they kept most of their names. So you have Carolyn, Roger, and their 5 daughters. They moved into a, first of all, 14-room farmhouse in Rhode Island.
Sounds
How big
awesome.
was that house?
In Rhode Island?
Rooms.
Dang.
That sounds great.
The family began experiencing weird happenings like brooms and small items that would go missing. Or she would find like random piles of dirt. Like she would have just cleaned the kitchen and then find a pile of dirt. That would piss me off.
Me
like,
too, bro. The audacity of
work?
Like, literally. Like, are you gonna clean, ghost?
Yeah. Are you paying rent?
Exactly. The girls began seeing spirits around the home, some harmless, some kind of angry, and a little more threatening. And then the mother, Carolyn, she researched the house and found that several of the previous owners had died mysteriously or in terrible ways. So there had been several children who had drowned in the nearby creek by the house. And a few members people that had lived in the house had hung themselves in the attic of the house. Now, the family believed that Bathsheba was the main evil entity that was in the home. She had lived on the property in the 1800s. She was allegedly like a Satanist, like witch, so that they stayed pretty true to that in the film. And they believed her to be responsible for the death of a neighbor boy and for putting a curse on all future owners of the property. And according to the eldest daughter, Andrea, the family experienced beds moving and like levitating off the floor, smells of rotting flesh, cold, stinking presence in the dirt floor basement. In real life,
I'm scared now, girl.
I'm out.
They lived,
Like, I'm already scared.
They lived
just
in
like
the house for 10 years.
what?
10 years?
There's no
And
way.
over that time, the Warrens would like visit, and they performed like seances during which Carolyn becomes possessed during one of the seances, and she's like speaking in tongues.
This is like those reels, those memes where like when the apartment is haunted but the rent is too good.
It's rent controlled.
Yeah, it's rent
Apparently.
controlled. It's like, you good?
And Andrea Perrin, so she was the eldest daughter. She actually wrote a book based on her experience. She wrote several books. I think there's at least 2 that I know of. But the first one is titled House of Darkness, House of Light. And it's about everything that went on at their house while she was growing up.
Whoa.
Which is kind of cool.
You know, that's really interesting because from what you hear, like amongst the horror sphere, I guess you could say, I don't know. But like Ed and Lorraine Warren are sometimes painted to be like the bad guys in a lot of these cases because they take advantage of the people living in these houses or these like haunted places and like for clout, basically, like for fame and for money. So I do wonder, like, I would love to read the book and know what she thinks
their
about the
point of
Warrens.
view, like,
yeah, from their
of them.
point of view.
Yeah.
Like, were the kids messed up and like were they being manipulated in any
And
way?
like
or
how involved were the Warrens really? Because I know as far as like The Haunting in Enfield, which is what the Conjuring 2 is based on, the Warrens weren't as involved in that haunting at all. And a lot of this, I mean, it's kind of sold as like this is based on a true story, but you know, I'm sure a lot of stuff is embellished.
And it's a 10-year span, which I had no idea of.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that
So
insane? They hung around for 10 years. Like, it must not have been that bad.
Okay, let me
Like,
ask
they
you
were
like,
committed to that ghost.
Yeah.
They were like, we're here.
let me ask you a question. Do y'all believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe in
You
spirits.
do?
For sure.
Okay, what is your basis for that?
I've actually seen some things. In
Really?
Well, I mean, you've been to my house.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a very old historic building that's built
Uh-huh.
in the 1800s. And yeah, I've seen some very interesting things.
You have to tell us. Wait, so do you remember any?
Yeah, the scariest one of them all, and this is it's funny because it's gonna tell like kind of the way I look at ghosts and scary things, is that I was laying in bed and it was maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, and just laying there on my phone, and I just happened to look up and I saw like a face just staring like right back at me.
Bro, how?
No,
And,
no.
and it was just staring at me. And at first I was like, maybe it's the reflection from my phone or something. And I just kept staring at it and it was just looking right at me, like kind of hovering maybe about 3 feet away from me. But my first reaction is I go, and I just punch it. So that's my first reaction
love
that I do.
that.
Yeah. So I scream, punch it. And it's
Hell
still
yeah.
there. So I'm like, oh my God.
Wait, so you could move?
Yeah,
So it
I
wasn't like a sleep paralysis.
It wasn't sleep paralysis, yeah, at all. Like I saw it and I was looking and I just first thing just punch, and it was still there staring at me. So I was like, oh my God! And then I turned on the lights and it was gone.
Oh my God.
But
Was it a scary face?
It was a scary face. So it was just
Dude,
basically
there's
just
no way.
like that, like just
Oh my
big
God.
eyes, smile, staring right at me.
No, no.
I turned on the lights. It was gone. But my whole outlook to it was just like, whatever. And then I went back to sleep.
What?
Yeah, I had no problems going back to
There's
sleep.
no
Crazy.
way.
I could never sleep again.
So
Well, okay, I say that, but remember, I think on the podcast I told the story before of like the lamp that turned on in the
That's
middle of the
right.
night, and then Brian was like, "I didn't turn that lamp on." I literally was like, "Go to bed."
I explain the crap out of that and be like, it's
Yeah.
on the wind. But like that, like how are you gonna
That's
explain
really
that
scary,
away? You know?
yeah.
That's crazy. I
Whoa.
believe that there is more than like the metaphysical plane that
Right.
we're in, for sure. So I absolutely believe in ghosts.
I believe in ghosts too, and I think it's because I refuse to believe that everything that exists in this plane or the next can be explained through science. Like, I'm a very big science guy. Like, I think science can help us explain the natural world, but I think if we block ourselves from the possibility of anything else, I think that's doing a disservice to science itself.
Yeah. Or like there are things that we have today, things that we call science today that 100 years ago they would have called witchcraft.
Right.
Witchcraft,
So
magic, yeah.
who's to say that all these like phenomena are not going to have scientific explanations
Correct. At
some
years
point,
from now
yeah.
that we don't know?
Yeah, or like we just don't have the tools to measure, or we don't have the senses to measure or observe these things.
For sure.
So that's really crazy.
That's
insane, and you still live there.
Maybe, yeah, I still live there. Yes, so maybe a scientist will figure it out at some point.
Maybe one
what
day.
I saw.
But that's so funny that you say that, because like whenever you watch a scary movie, at least like when we watch scary movies, we're like, oh yeah, as soon as the dog doesn't go into the house, I'm moving. Like, or like as soon as this happens, I'm moving. But like you don't really know what you would do until
The rent's
Yeah.
too good.
The rent's too good. That's what I'm saying.
No, definitely. It's a lot more complicated.
Yeah, and I think the dad, Roger, makes this point during the movie. Is like, well, we just sunk all of our money into this house, and I don't know anyone who would take a family of 7 indefinitely. So it's like, there's no choice for us here. Because when we did our Poltergeist episode, we also were like, why is the family hanging out in the house?
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, sometimes it's just a difficult choice that you have to make.
Mom and dad were smoking too much weed. They were just
Yeah. They're like, it's chill, bro.
Okay, I have some miscellaneous details from the film. So Lorraine Warren herself makes a cameo in the film. She's in the audience whenever they're lecturing at the college, whenever Carolyn is there to find the Warrens. You can catch her. She's there very briefly. The film's title was temporarily changed to The Warren Files, based on a suggestion by James Wan. But I'm glad that they changed it to The Conjuring.
terrible title.
It
The
sounds
Warren-
way
yeah.
better.
The Warren Files are not as hard hitting.
Maybe he had like the idea of like he saw like the branch off of where that movie can go.
Yeah.
So he was maybe the Warren Files, and then it'll just kind of continue on from there. Maybe that's why.
I think the whole idea that the Warrens have this room in their house that has all these artifacts, I mean, your imagination can go wild. Like, whenever I first watched this movie, I was like, I want a movie for every artifact that you see in
I
that
want to
room.
know where the samurai suit
Yes.
came from.
What is
I want
that?
to spin off of that.
Absolutely. I
It's
mean-
a whole like samurai like suit.
And the opening
in
for
there.
the film is Annabelle.
Yes.
It's like a famous
Yes.
doll. And you get this little snippet about, the story of Annabelle, and it like just draws you in. I love the opening of the film.
Great opening.
Me too. I think it sets the mood.
It lets you know who the Warrens are,
Yes.
what they're about,
Yeah.
that they don't fuck around with
Yes.
demons.
And again, like it's very James Wan, to where it's like the
Yeah.
scary stuff. It's like it's hitting you
Right in your face.
immediately
Yeah.
from the get go.
Yeah, it opens on like Annabelle's face. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Which is so funny that the real Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
That it's
Like
like
it's
completely
when
different.
I first saw that, I remember I was like that. I was really let down by
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted this demonic looking doll and thinking
Yeah.
but then it made sense. I'm like,
I
why
think-
would anybody have this
Yeah.
crazy looking doll in
Yeah,
their
those
house?
two nurses are like, well,
Yeah, we like to help
just have
people.
this little doll. I'm like, that looks so chopped. Like, try again.
Girl, I would not let that. Why would you even have that
No,
doll?
no,
Like
never.
throw it
No.
away.
In preparation for their roles, Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson traveled to Connecticut, and they spent time with Lorraine Warren, who also visited the set during production. Ed Warren had passed in 2006, so that was prior to the start of production for the film, but I'm sure he would have also been involved. Now, the previous owners of the house on which the film was based, they actually sued James Wan, Warner Bros., and other producers in 2015 on the grounds that their property was being vandalized constantly as a consequence of the film. And apparently Entertainment Weekly got documents in which the owners affirmed various invasions, and they ratified that they had found numerous objects affiliated with satanic cults.
Jeez.
And they hadn't had any issues in that house until like 2012, I think, probably due to all the hype around the movie. There was a second suit going on regarding this movie. So Gerald Brittle, he wrote the 1980s book, The Demonologist, which is based on, the life of Ed and Lorraine Warren. And he filed a lawsuit against Warner Bros., New Line Production, and James Wan regarding the film. He claimed that the film, alongside the subsequent sequels and spin-offs, infringed upon an exclusive contract that he had with the Warrens to make any works based on the subjects of his book. And the film rights were briefly with the original publisher, Prentice Hall, before reverting to Brittle. Warner Bros. Did not comment, but they did settle the case with him in 2017. So
I hope he made bank.
I'm
I
sure
wonder
he
how much
made
he
so
made,
much
yeah.
money.
I would love to know.
And I think that's the last. This film was a total blockbuster. They didn't really expect it to do as well as it was going to do. It made many times over its initial budget, although it did have a rated R rating. And they were like, how can we, because I feel like films usually don't like an R rating because that means fewer
less people
can go see it. And so they kind of asked her like, hey, like what can we take out? And the people who are in charge of the rating were like, dude, I can't, I don't know what to tell you. Like, this movie is just too scary. Like, if you take anything out, the rest is still really scary. So it ended up with an R rating. The original budget was $20 million, and it made $319 million.
That's amazing.
Worldwide, which is insane.
I love a successful horror movie because it just, like, makes sure that the horror genre is kept alive, and it's like, yes, you can make successful horror movies. Please keep making
especially
more.
with a smaller budget. I mean,
Yeah.
it proves
Yes.
that
20 million is
with a
not
good
that much.
story and good writing, the sky's the limit.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Okay. And then the last thing I have is I have the CCU, the Conjuring Cinematic Universe, but I don't have it on my research because I really wanted to see if you could name all the Conjuring Cinematic Universe films.
Probably can't.
You can work together.
Okay.
So let me see.
Pretty savvy in the
And
CCU.
you don't have to go chronologically, although bonus points for going chronologically, or in order of release.
Of release.
Because I know there's some backtrack.
Chronologically is a whole other thing.
There's some backtrack there.
No, I don't know the timeline, but I do know most of the movies.
So Conjuring is number one.
Yes. I think
Conjuring 2 is next, and then I believe
Annabelle.
but I think Annabelle may be before that. But I think you're right. So it's Conjuring 2, and then Annabelle, then The Nun.
There's The Nun.
And then...
Okay, Aaron, all by yourself. Let's go.
I'm trying to do it in like release order.
Release order, okay.
I can't remember now, but I know Annabelle 2 and then the
But do you know the
Conjuring 3.
subtitle?
Oh, then no, I don't. So please, team.
Annabelle, I don't know, is it Annabelle Come Home?
That is one.
Oh my God.
But it's not that one.
Oh, dang. Annabelle.
The Return? I don't know.
Annabelle Returns.
Annabelle Returns.
Annabelle the Dark Knight.
Yeah, right.
Annabelle Too Fast, Too Furious.
Too Fast and Furious. Annabelle Tokyo Drift.
That's my favorite one, by the way.
Annabelle Tokyo Drift, yes. Okay, so I'm going to give them to you now. Are you...
No, and then there's
No.
definitely The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It.
Devil Made Me Do It, yep.
And then you have The Nun 2.
The Nun 2, yeah.
Which I think is just The Nun 2.
I believe so.
Just the Nun too.
And then the last in the series is going to be The Conjuring 4 Last Rites. Right?
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm done.
Okay.
Okay, so a little bit out of whack. There's 3 Annabelle movies.
Yes, there are 3.
Okay, so it's The Conjuring, then Annabelle.
Okay.
Then The Conjuring 2.
Okay.
Then we have Annabelle Creation.
Creation.
Then we have The Nun. Then
okay.
Annabelle Comes Home. Then Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, and then The Nun 2.
Okay.
And
I was afraid to say Comes Home because I'm like, is that a Spider-Man movie?
that is yes,
I mean, you're not
Spider-Man
Homecoming.
Homecoming. Yeah, exactly.
Far From Home, Homecoming.
Yeah.
Chronologically, we have The Nun, which is set in 1952.
Yes, right. Correct.
The Nun 2,
remember that.
1956. Annabelle Creation, 1958. Annabelle, 1970. The Conjuring is 71. Annabelle Comes Home is 72. The Conjuring 2 is 1977. And then The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It was 1981. And I'm not sure for the new Conjuring film, like when that one is set
The
for
setting,
last
yeah.
rites. But I would assume it would be after The Devil Made Me Do It, because they're really selling it as like, this was the warrant's last case for a reason. It's like, okay. Oh wait,
They were
last
old.
rites. Let me see if
I have a really, I have an interesting theory, but it's kind of reaching. You want to hear it?
Please.
Yes.
Okay, because y'all have seen The Nun and The Nun 2, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, so The Nun, like not the demon nun, not Valak.
Right.
But the actual nun.
None.
Yeah, Vera's sister.
Do you
Teysa.
think? Yeah, Teysa Farmiga. Do you think that she is related to Lorraine somehow? Like, is she like an ancestor of Lorraine?
Well, it wasn't that far back. Number one.
Well, it was in the 50s,
and then
in
were
the,
in the
that's
70s.
true.
In
You're
the
right.
70s, they were already pretty old.
Old, yeah, you're
Because
right.
I think the one that threw me off when I watched The Nun, I thought The Nun was like in ancient times when the first time I saw it.
yeah, no.
Until like it.
Well, because it's set in like a hella old castle. Or whatever.
Right. And I think that's what threw me off.
What is
so.
it in Romania?
Yeah,
It makes
something-
sense.
I don't
That
know.
sounds about
A
right.
convent?
So, low-key,
or
I did
something
not
like
really
that.
like The Nun. The Nun was like, okay.
I really liked The Nun.
Well, The Nun 2 was way better.
You know, I don't think I saw The Nun too.
It was good. I love in The Nun when Teysa Farmiga spits the blood of Christ at Balak.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, queen. Now we know you don't swallow.
It was kind of rude, but
I think I just love anything like that has to do with like demonic.
yes.
The
Because I
Nun
feel
2
it's
is really
very real. Like I can
The Nun
feel
2 is
that.
good. I do think it was better than the first one.
You should watch
See,
The
I
Nun
haven't seen it. I
2.
haven't
So
seen it.
that's
I need to watch it.
well, I guess I don't really want to spoil it because you haven't watched it.
Yeah.
But it's good. Yeah, it gives you a lot more lore, and I feel like it does a better job at like character and world building than the first one does.
I think so. There's
Yeah.
a really cool scene with like a magazine stand. That's all I'll say. But it's got
That's
some like
such a
creative
cool
stuff. It was
scene.
good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I need to add it then.
Yeah.
I have a quiz for you, Mar.
Okay.
Okay. Like watching Patrick Wilson
Okay.
on film really made me think about Scream Kings. Do you know what Scream Kings are? So you know what Scream Queens
Yeah, the
are?
opposite, I'm
Yes.
guessing.
So Scream Queens are like women who are traditionally cast in horror films. Scream Kings is men who are traditionally cast in horror films.
Okay.
So, F, Marry, Kill,
Oh, I like this. Okay.
Patrick Wilson.
So like as Ed Warren or like the actor?
No, like the actor.
Okay, Patrick Wilson. Okay.
Justin Long,
Okay.
Bill Skarsgård.
That's so hard. Okay. I have to kill Patrick. I'm so sorry. F.
Okay.
Bill Skarsgård.
Okay.
And I'll marry Justin Long.
Okay.
He's a
period.
cutie.
I think
love
that makes
that.
sense. I think Justin Long would be a great husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the only thing I would change up for me is I would definitely kill Bill Skarsgård. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I
That's
just don't
fine.
think he's
I know we have
very-
different.
Yeah, we.
yeah.
That's,
It's a house divided. That's okay.
I didn't think of a Scream Queen one for you, but if I while we're recording, if we think of one, we'll
That's
record it.
fine. I'm in. I actually, her answers were all good. If you were going to ask
Yeah, oh,
me the other way,
Okay, yeah. So you agree with Mark?
Yeah.
Dang, bro.
Sorry.
All right, I stand alone, I suppose.
Sorry.
have you seen Tarzan? I mean, Bill Skarsgård, pretty. Is that the right one? Oh
Tarzan.
no, that's the brother. There's so many
There's
Skarsgård.
too
There's a lot of
Skarsgårds
no
still?
Alexander
Oh,
Skarsgård.
well, then you know
I
what?
would definitely.
No, I'll flip. Because I
Bill
was
is
thinking.
the one
I
that
was thinking
played
the other one.
Pennywise.
Pennywise.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'll be
No,
on your side.
thank you.
But he was such a cutie in
Barbarian.
Barbarian.
He was, but
He's
no.
cute. Okay, I just think he's
But
cute.
no,
Sorry.
honestly, I think they cast Bill Skarsgård in Barbarian for that role specifically because he's so creepy looking. Because
Yeah,
they wanted you to not
probably.
trust him.
Yeah, he was like a red herring.
I forgot
Yeah.
he was in that. I
Yeah.
actually forgot he was in that. And yeah, I did not trust him.
Well, the
No,
whole
yeah,
beginning,
'cause he's
you're
so creepy
like,
looking.
Oh my god, no! And then you forget about him because that movie goes crazy.
it did.
Yeah,
was
you
off
did.
the
do.
rails.
No, low key though, he was real for like everything he did because he like
No,
totally
yeah.
watched out for her. No, okay,
Until
look.
he went exploring in the basement. I was like, what is wrong with you?
No, but he was like, someone's in trouble. We have to help them. That's kind of cool.
Did he?
I think so.
I don't remember.
I don't
I
think
don't remember him doing that.
Okay, well, we would have to watch Barbarian again because I remember like not trusting him at first, but he totally makes you fall for him because he was
Yeah.
such a cool dude. So we're moving on to our spoiler section. If you have not watched the movie and you don't want to be spoiled for anything, then please stop the podcast now, watch the movie because I do think it's an important horror film, and then come back and listen to the episode. What do you guys think of this film?
I love the cinematography.
The cinematography.
I feel like the acting is so good. I like everything about it. I feel like also with everything that happens, it's such a roller coaster because you have like these lighthearted times where you have like these sweet moments between like Ed and Lorraine and like the family, but it feels very like natural and it enhances all the scary moments. But there's not any point in this movie where I'm like losing interest or getting bored. Like I am like on the edge of my seat. I've seen this movie like 5, 6, 7 times and I'm still like, I'm so in it. Because it's just so interesting and I love like the dynamic between Ed and Lorraine. I was saying like they're clearly like obsessed with each other. And I love in this one, I love that they have like these 5 daughters and I love the clapping game. Like that's such a thing you would do with your siblings and they're like messing with each other and it felt so like
and cheating.
Organic.
And cheating.
And cheating.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Like it's just cheat, so good. And then the jump scares are amazing, but they're so well placed, although it's nothing like crazy revolutionary.
Well, going back to the clapping game, that's one of the things I really loved about the film is they took a children's game and made it so violent.
The exact same thing, yeah. It was such a pure innocent game and they made it and turned it into something so evil. And,
because it disarms you. You know, like especially like the characters in the film, like the mom, how she falls for the clapping game.
Yeah,
because like
the game is like it's used throughout the film and like different points, but it doesn't feel forced. Like you see it at the beginning when they first moved into the house, the girls are playing the game and you kind of don't think much of it because it just seems like this normal thing. But then you see it when the mom is playing with April, where Carolyn's playing with April with the dresser. And then you see it again whenever the mom is like going down to the basement.
I think the overall tone of this movie is what really brings it in. Like you talked about, like, you know, the jump scares not being anything revolutionary, but it's the build up to me for it. You know, it's that the music that they use that James Wan loves to use, like that scratching noise that it just like it just builds it up.
Or it gets quiet right before it happens.
That's the one that I think that really gets you the most, when it gets super quiet and like nothing, where like she's lighting the match, like with the clapping right behind her. And it's just that slow build up that it really gets you. Like I'll never forget the scare with the daughter with the witch above the dresser. That one I think is I screamed the loudest on. And it just, I'll never forget it because anytime I see it coming, it's like, all right, I know it's coming. So I just prepare myself to not jump, even though I've seen it so many more times, but it's still just kind of just horrific. But it's that build-up. I think the tone is what really grabs me the most.
And the practical effects are really good as well.
Yes, the makeup.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Makeup.
And looking back at it, I forget, like, you forget, like, it's all practical.
Yeah.
You know, and it just with a world filled with CGI and all these changes.
Dude, imagine being the actor that's, like, perched on top of that.
I know.
I'm obsessed. Like, I think maybe my favorite jump scare is whenever Lorraine is outside, like taking down the sheets.
Yes.
And then the sheet flies away and you see the silhouette.
The figure.
So scare me. That one I like didn't see
Incredible.
coming. I was like, I'd never seen anything like that in a horror movie. I was like, wow. So good. And then the other time whenever they're clapping, she's playing with like April. This is like, because it's during the day. Like nothing bad is supposed to happen during the day in horror movies. She's playing with April and she's like in the closet and then you see these like adult hands come out of this wardrobe. Terrifying.
Yes.
Terrifying.
One of my favorite jump scares, other than the wardrobe one, like, because that one is really cool.
Yeah.
The ghost on top of the wardrobe is when Lorraine looks at Ed outside, they're under the tree, and she sees the hanging feet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that is such a good jump scare.
And that one is so good because of Vera Farmiga's acting.
Yes.
Like because they don't show you for a while. It's just her face and she looks like terrified. It's so good.
Look, I love Vera. A little bit about her, too. She's a scream queen.
For sure.
Because she's been cast in a lot of... Did you guys ever watch her in Bates Motel?
No.
Have you ever seen that?
No, that was
like
a series, right?
Yeah, it was a series. It was like the prequel to Psycho. And it's...
I heard it was really good.
Dude, I used to love this show. I never finished it, which is really a shame. But it was like her with Freddie Highmore Freddie Highmore. He did The Good Doctor, and then I think he's also famous for like Bates Motel. But like he plays such a good Norman Bates.
Really?
Yes, I think like if you love Psycho, I think Bates Motel is a completely worthwhile watch because Vera Farmiga actually also kills it as the
she's
mom.
the mother?
She's
Yeah.
the mom. And it's like the weirdest like Oedipus complex relationship,
Oh.
and she does a phenomenal job at
Really?
it. Yes.
I think she's a great actress. And then her younger
Amazing.
sister, I would also say, is a screen queen.
Yes.
Thaisa.
Yes.
I mean, like, super iconic from American Horror Story.
Correct.
Murder House, which I think is my favorite season.
Well, she was also in Coven.
And she was also in Coven.
Yes.
And she was in The Nun. The Nun.
I didn't know
Yeah.
they were sisters. I had no idea.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's news
They
to
look
me.
identical.
I guess now that you say it, yeah, I totally see it.
Yeah,
That's
they're
so funny.
sisters. You could call it nepotism, but I won't because I think that Thaisa deserved that role.
It's merit based.
yeah. Yeah.
They landed those. They landed those roles. No, but I mean, it was probably something like James Wan
Yeah.
knew Taysa through Vera and was like, I love you as a scream queen, please like be in these movies or something. And
Yeah.
you know, hey, if it works, it works. And she did great in The Nun.
Yes.
I think Taysa did
Yeah.
really well.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
right. Yeah,
she did fantastic.
She killed
in
it. But anyway, I love Vera. I do think her acting in this one was also incredible. I think
yeah.
like she does a really good job at looking scared. And
Yeah. Yeah,
and that's something that
screaming.
happens to Lorraine constantly because
Yeah.
you know, she can see dead things and that's really scary.
Yeah.
Like
Not a fun time, I wouldn't imagine. but-
no,
Oh, God,
I
I
can't
hate
imagine being
that.
psychic, bro.
Clairvoyant.
Clairvoyance.
Clairvoyant,
That's right.
my bad.
Get it right.
Don't cancel me. I also love the cinematography. Can we talk about
yes.
all of the really cool shots? Something I noticed that James Wan does in this film is you get a lot, like it's like he films it from like really far away. Like the camera's far and he either starts from far away and zooms in to what you want to focus on, or he zooms out
Yeah.
from like the shot he wants you to focus on. And there is something so unsettling about the way the camera does that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it makes you feel like you're the watcher.
It makes you feel like you need to be looking for something. And you're
Right.
like, frantically
like,
searching for
Where,
what's going to
where?
happen.
Like, where are we zooming in, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it helps for an audience to kind of pinpoint those certain areas. I also love like when Lorraine falls down,
Yeah.
or not is it the mother falls down into the basement?
No, it was Lorraine. She like,
Well, it was in the beginning when she like was the clapping.
Oh, yeah, she falls-
she was like, "I'm gonna lock you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
lock you guys in," and then
Yes,
slams the
yes.
door, falls down into the basement. It's the shot where the first time we actually see the basement. It's like that really low kind of up shot
Yeah.
where it to me it freaks me out because
Yeah.
it's just like you have no idea what's around there.
It makes you feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because it's from like,
You're
it's like you're small now, you know?
Yeah.
And you're-
Exactly, and then you just see a random ball getting
my
tossed
God,
over,
yeah.
which I'm like, yeah, nope, gone. Like, yeah, so
Chills.
it's
Yeah.
those type of shots, and then something that always caught me was the mirror shot
oh,
with the
yes.
toy. Like,
Yes.
that I love that shot. 'cause
It's like you said, it's like the anticipation.
Yeah.
Yes, correct. I think he's a really great director, especially in 2013, doing all of that. That was what, 12 years ago now?
Yeah.
Crazy.
God, please don't.
12 years ago, I know. I also love that his transitions, I think everyone watching the movie like oohed and awed.
It's like a big action sequence. Like they're about to perform the exorcism.
exorcism.
So Lorraine like runs out and you see her from like above, like, and the camera kind of like goes upside down and then right side up, and then it goes up to their little helper, their little ethnically ambiguous
Yeah.
boy helper, because they have to
Ethnically
get
ambiguous.
diversity in there. So
Somehow it turns upside down again because
Yeah,
we
when
go
she comes
back
back,
to, and it's just such a great, because you can tell like there weren't cuts.
yeah.
And I just love that.
Yeah, I wonder what that rig looked like for them to film
that's
that.
I would love to
Yeah.
see what that did look
I
like.
always
yeah.
think about that. There's also a shot of the house. I think like you had gone to the bathroom, Joanne, but I forgot what those are called, where it's like they're zooming in but moving backwards, or the opposite, like moving forwards but zooming out.
Yeah.
I know
Like
what
in
you-
Severance, where they go like, it like changes the depth perception.
Yes.
And it was really cool. And I also love like all the shots of like the house, because I mean it's a farmhouse, but it looks creepy.
Super
it looks
creepy.
So
It does.
creepy.
I was talking about like today just how creepy that house looks, and like who would buy that? Just walking up to it.
It doesn't look a lot like the original house, actually, like the pictures of the original house. But yeah, whoever was the location scout, like, excellent
Great
job, dude.
A plus. What are some of the themes that you noticed in this? Because like I was thinking about, I like really brainy horror movies, right? To where it's like they make you think. I feel like this movie was a little on the surface. I mean, okay, solid horror film, of course.
For sure.
But like, is there anything that you can look into? Like, can you dive deeper into some of the themes?
I don't know if it's diving deeper, but I think you hit it like it's on the surface, but it has a little bit of everything. It has a haunting, an exorcism, demonic possession kind of style, but it has like, to me, that's what drew me into it the most. That's why I loved it, because it's not just like a demonic possession movie. There's still a haunting aspect to it. You have like the historical, like ancient lore as well on top of it all, so to me, that's the reason why I loved it so much. It's not really diving like into like this deep psychology, perspective of it all, but even though it's surface level, there's just a lot there, and that's why I really enjoyed the movie a lot, for me anyways.
It's really interesting that you say that, because it is one of those movies to where what you think at the beginning is like the problem is not the problem in the end, because like you have all this talk about like, oh, Rory does this and Rory does that, and even Lorraine, she sees like the moms, like you see the maid with the cop. And it's like you have all these ghosts and you're like, what's happening? What's going on? And at the end of the day, it turns out it's Bathsheba. Who is like really, that's like the demonic force that is causing all of this bad stuff to happen. What do you think?
I feel like there was like, it was actually whenever Carolyn falls down the stairs that first time, I was like, why do I feel like this is like a metaphor for like motherhood?
Yeah.
Like I feel like she's like
true.
taking
She's all bruised up.
Everything, the bruises, the falls.
5 children. She's a stay-at-home mom. They're all girls. They're all like, few of them are teenagers.
And low key, she's married, of course, and like dad's still in the picture, but he's a truck driver. So he's gone for like a week, 2 weeks at a time.
So she's really holding it down, and I feel like there's like a theme throughout the film of like motherhood. Like you have, Lorraine and Judy, and then you have, Bathsheba and like what she did, and they eventually like figure out it's like, oh, she possesses the mother to kill the child. And so I don't know that this was like intentional. Like I don't know if James Wan was like, I want to make a movie about motherhood. But I feel like it definitely appeals to like that like maternal instinct. And I think you maybe even could say like at the beginning with the whole Annabelle storyline, we have these 2 nurses who are
they're like, we just like helping people.
Yeah, we like helping people, and it's this little girl and she's scared, and it's like this like urge to like take care of.
Urge to nurture.
And the movie like turns that around, because Bathsheba is like the opposite of that. It's like insulting to, I think at one point they say like it's like a direct insult to creation, like you birth the child and immediately kill it, which is like what they say that Bathsheba did in the film. So I
think that's awesome, because it's like that urge to nurture, but then you take the nurturer and flip it around, and now she's trying to kill everyone.
Yes.
So I've never thought of it that way, but that makes a lot of sense.
I didn't think about it until today.
Literally right now, this moment.
I saw her falling down the stairs, and I was like, that poor woman. She's racing 5 girls. Like,
and then she's getting pushed down the stairs.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because watching it, I was asking my girl, I was like, could like live in a household like that where I was a truck driver and leave like weeks and months on end? And she was like, no, I would never.
And imagine 5 children.
With
too many
5,
children. Too many children.
And all girls.
And Andrea's like low-key kind of a B word.
Yeah, that's the oldest, right? She's like, couldn't you buy a house with a working toilet, girl?
Okay, valid though.
I mean,
girl, back in my day,
they went from New Jersey to the middle of like Idaho or Rhode Island, wherever it was. So it's like,
but it's really funny because the mom called it. She's like, first cute boy she meets, she'll forget all about New Jersey.
And then you have the little,
and then you have Drew.
Drew. Yeah. I also
He's like, oh yeah, let me show you my UV light, baby.
And she's like groovy. I loved like the mom, like the way she claps back at Andrea, because Andrea's like, also like there was a really gross smell in my room yesterday. And the mom's like, is it still there? And she's like, no. Problem solved. Yes, Carolyn.
You know what's so funny? Like,
That's such a mom thing.
Yeah.
it is such a mom thing, but I feel like it's also like an adult thing, right? Like if you think back on the things you thought were so important back then, you're like, God, I could not care any less.
Yeah.
Like, about some of that thing.
But they felt so big at the time.
They felt so big at the time, and
Yeah.
I think this is kind of like the same, in
Yeah.
the same vein. Like growing up is different.
We can empathize. We can sympathize
Yeah,
with
for
Andrea.
sure.
Sorry, Andrea.
But that's a really cool point that you make about motherhood, because I definitely think it was intentional for James Wan to do that. Where was I?
Joan, what about you? Any themes? Or I know you said you wouldn't think this one was super brainy.
No, I don't think so. I think it was like very much in your face. Like it's very James Wan. Like even like Insidious, for example. Take Insidious. Insidious has to deal a little bit with fatherhood, right? Because Patrick Wilson is the dad, and he like goes into.
Whoa!
I love it. Yeah, just my mind.
We're putting it together.
But it's very much in your face. It's he's not trying to be deep or like say anything deep. I think James Wan is trying to make a good horror movie, and he's like basing them around these themes, and I think it just works really well. I think he's an incredible director.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about Saw.
I agree.
Saw was awesome. The first Saw was amazing.
Yeah.
Whether or not you like torture movies is a different deal, but like the twist at the end, girl.
That twist at the end still
blew everyone away, right?
Yeah.
So, I really love this film. I think James Wan is an awesome director, and I cannot wait to watch The Last Rites.
I'm so excited. Wait, is he directing it?
Is he not?
He probably isn't, if I had to guess.
You know what? You're probably right.
If I had to guess.
Michael
He's probably
Chavez.
Yeah, you're right. Well, I'm still excited to see it because it's like characters that I love, and it's a really great series.
It's the last one.
And it's the last one, so we'll see. I really hope that it's good.
But I love looking at like James Wan and his like progression as a director. Like talking about Saw, it's a completely different movie than like Insidious or The Conjuring. I mean, they're completely different. You have that more gory, upfront, kind of in your face style with Saw. That yes, it still has this like horror theme, but it has these like twists, as you said at the end, where you just didn't see it coming. And then it went, when you look at like Insidious, which I believe was like his next movie.
Insidious was 2010. So it was 3 years before The Conjuring, actually.
Yes. So right. So it was before Conjuring. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
So it's just like, to me, like the Insidious had the best jump scare of all time for me.
Was it when
it's the one that everyone knows.
Yeah.
And I
It's so good.
screamed as loud as you possibly can believe I screamed.
It was one of those jump scares where I not only jumped, but then I felt like my body just like
all the way through.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
I
like
chills.
Full
Just
body.
like
like in Scooby-Doo and Courage, where like you get the shakes.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to see like his transition, like his like growth, or just changing genres in a way, and from style, like his style just completely changed between Raw and The Conjuring, or Saw and The Conjuring.
Have you seen a movie called Malignant?
I started it, and I know it's a James Wan movie, and I just could not get in it.
Okay.
And I don't know if maybe I just wasn't in the right like headspace to watch that horror movie.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't. I was like, I was kind of shocked that it was James Wan.
Sounds familiar.
I hardly remember. I don't remember what I thought of it, but I do remember the twist towards the end that I was like, what? That's insane. So like, it's funny that you say that because
I can't remember now.
I guess James Wan like does have a lot of really good twists in his movies, which I really enjoy. That's really cool. Anything else you guys want to add before we move on to the next section?
No.
Great. Let's do the good, the bad, the spooky. Okay. We're gonna ask Aaron first. What's your good?
I'd say again, it's like kind of that lightheartedness yet extreme dark to it. It was an easy watch, but still a very hard watch at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably, if I had to say the good in it, that's really what.
That's really cool because like you're talking about like you're invested in the characters.
Yeah.
And it invests you in the moment, and then it like
It's not like there was this huge world building to it, but it's
Yeah.
still like I felt that I cared about the characters a lot right from the beginning.
And I feel like even though they don't go crazy with the world building, like you get a sense that there's
Absolutely.
so much more there, and
Yeah.
it's like intriguing, and like you want to see more of the Warrens.
Well, it's
You
like
wanna see more of the
right
Warren
from the beginning,
files.
like the Annabelle story. Right in the
Exactly.
beginning, I'm like, who are these people?
and then they're
I
just
want to know more.
away
Where does
from
it go?
Annabelle immediately, and you're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what?
Which genius on their part, because then it was right. Oh, you want more Annabelle? Here you
Here you
go.
go.
Yeah. So
no, that was genius.
Yeah.
Mar, what's your good?
I love the sisterly dynamic in the movie.
Okay.
I really need to care about characters in a film in order to really like a film. I think I struggled to get through The Last of Us, the second season, because Ellie was just getting on my nerves. So I really love the dynamic between the sisters and the family, and then also the Warrens. Like I buy in. I also love the opening to the film, the whole Annabelle thing. It sets up the film like so beautifully. It's like eerie. It helps you get a feel for like who the Warrens are and like what they do. Like they seem like these like clearly like knowledgeable people. And also the Annabelle doll is super creepy. I also love when Nancy gets tossed around the room and then she just gets dragged by the hair. And then Lorraine just cuts off her hair and she cuts off a bunch. I was like, Queen, she's bald.
Well,
She's bald.
but she was getting dragged around.
She was. No, I get it.
That was some quick thinking.
I feel like in retrospect, I'd be like, oh.
Maybe she should have just taken
Layer
a
it.
cue from Aaron. Layer it. Oh no. Maybe she should have taken a cue from Aaron and just punched it.
Yeah.
Just
Next
punch the
time-
ghost.
when you don't know, just punch.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
punch, you know?
Joanne, what was your good?
The cinematography.
Oh, yes.
I loved it. I think one of the, well, maybe the first time I watched this movie, it literally gave me chills. Like how James Wan actually directed the camera to move and like which shots to take. It's very reminiscent of earlier horror, which I think it's one of those things like if it's not broke, don't fix it. I feel like especially like the zooming in, there's a lot of I don't know why that like really gets me, but it does. I just love it.
I also loved like the way that the shots were like set up. So like whoever was, director of photography, like there's this one scene where you see Carolyn through like 3 different doorways.
Yes.
That's cool. Like
That's freaking cool.
That's awesome. And
I
it doesn't
know.
like add anything to the story necessarily, but like it looks really good.
But it's the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, Patrick Wilson is so daddy. Oh my god, I
Yes!
cannot get over
I knew
it.
you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
And he's just such like protective in
Yes.
the movie. It's like
I'd be like,
he takes care and
Okay, daddy, that's fine. Thanks. So we have a daddy and we have a baddie.
Random
with Vera.
for Patrick Wilson. He was this close to playing Captain America.
what?
Really?
Yeah, like
That's
he was like
crazy.
in the suit and they were casting and
He
Oh
would have
my
actually made a good
God.
Captain America, I think.
like you got.
I mean, I'm glad Chris Evans.
I like
I
Chris
think Chris
Evans.
Evans.
Chris Evans like nailed it, but I think Patrick Wilson could have pulled it off
He
too.
was trying. He was really
Yeah.
pushing for it.
He was in Aquaman.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, he was the brother.
I actually haven't seen Aquaman.
And he was hot in that too. Sorry to
I'm
say.
sure. I'm sure.
He was in my all-time one of my top 5 favorite superhero movies, which is The Watchmen.
Oh yes. Oh my god, I haven't seen that movie in so long. Okay, so what's your bad for this film?
There's not a lot of bad for me in this film. I think to me it's like an overall perfect horror film. But I've had to choose like one thing. I think it kind of stalled in the second act a little bit for me, just a little bit. When it was bringing in the additional characters, like trying to get in like the Warrens team
The cop and-
the cop,
yeah,
and
yeah.
just like a little bit. I was like, I could have used maybe a little bit without it, but there's not a lot to complain for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fucking dog dies, bro.
Oh my god, that should have been my bad. Why
That's
didn't
my
I do the bad?
I
Of
was
course.
so mad. I was like, as soon as Sadie wouldn't go inside. First of all, I don't have dogs, I have cats, but like as a pet owner, like I'm not just gonna leave my dog outside. I mean,
Yeah. Why don't you pick her up and carry her in?
But
I forgot. That should have been my bad
Sadie.
because I hate that part. I think I blocked it out of my mind.
yeah.
Did the ghost think the dog was annoying? They're like, I'm tired of this dog barking.
Shut up, Sadie.
For me, yes, the dog dying, obviously, because Sadie was so freaking cute.
Yeah.
She was adorable, bro.
That was like a breed dog. That wasn't a mutt.
Yeah,
Like, they
that
spent
dog
money
cost
on that
money,
dog.
girl.
Like,
Yeah, for sure. And then as well, and we already talked about this, but as far as horror movies go, this one's like not super deep. You know, it's very superficial. But I will say it is a solid horror movie, and it was a little formative for me. I feel like I think this film like really cemented my love of horror back in 2013.
This was the first horror film that I was like, I love this movie.
Yeah,
like
really?
this is one of my favorite movies. Period.
Yeah,
Like not just horror movies.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like if a person who likes horror movies tells me they haven't watched The Conjuring, I'm like,
do you even like horror movies?
Do you even like? You need to watch The Conjuring.
It's so good.
Even though it's 12 years later now, I think it's seminal.
It
almost.
holds up.
Well, it's
Yeah,
like the
like-
flip side of that, if someone is not really into horror movies, they haven't seen a lot of them, I would like for sure tell them to start with
This
The
is
Conjuring.
this is scary.
This was the first horror movie I showed my little brother.
Yeah.
He was like, I think I'm ready, and I was like, we're starting here.
I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
The Conjuring.
Yeah.
That's how old was your little brother when you started
Oh,
on
it
this?
was this year. He's 14. Yeah.
Okay, great age for it. Because if he's like 6,
No.
you're gonna have some problems.
No. Yeah, because for a while I really wanted to show him Coraline, and he was like, absolutely not. Like it really freaks me out. He's not into stop motion animation. So he was like, hey, I think maybe I could watch Coraline now. Like maybe I could do it. And I was like, we're gonna watch The Conjuring. And we watched Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2. He loved them.
Whoa, yeah, The Conjuring 2 is my favorite of the whole
I have to
cinematic
rewatch
universe.
it. I have to remember.
Yeah.
everything.
I think it might be a little bit better than this one.
I agree. Okay, what's your spooky, Aaron? Like, what are the scariest parts of the movie for you?
So, of course, it's that dresser scene is always going to scare me. But honestly, it's the music that the music box played.
Oh yes, the
Freaks
sound
me out.
design is really
That's
good.
what I'm saying. The overall tone that they chose for this I thought was phenomenal. Like the screeches, but that little music box with that little chime that it did just freaks me out.
And you're looking so hard to see
You're
something.
waiting.
And the first time you see it, you don't see anything. Like the first time Carolyn looks into it, you were just like, oh.
The daughter
scares
scares her.
her.
Yeah, the daughter. Fucking April.
Yeah.
She
I'm
was
like,
so cute though. She was so usually like
adorable.
little
But see, like you can't do that with me because I mean, you all know what happens when I get scared. You know, so
Aaron would have
don't scare
punched
me.
April.
Punched her, yeah,
Gone
for
to jail
sure.
for
Sorry,
child
boo.
abuse.
Mar, what's your spooky?
Bathsheba.
Oh,
She's terrifying. I think the special effects were so good. The jump scares were so good. The feet dangling from the tree. I mean, that's pretty iconic. Also, the entire exorcism is so creepy.
Super.
I love that they did it underneath a blanket.
Yes.
Because it just allows your mind to scare you for James 1.
And you're like, what's going on? I mean, and you hear all these
a good point.
Yes, that was so interesting. I love that they did that. And also the clapping game. I mean, come on.
The clapping game was great.
No, thank
So
you.
all of those things for me, and also one part that I feel like is expert level directed is when Lorraine is in the basement. I think she has just fallen into the basement. And then she sees the feet, and that's all she sees. And it swings, and then it stops swinging, and then it starts turning towards her.
What a shot. Like, what a
Bro.
build-up of that. Yeah.
How, James,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
brain, bro.
I love, because right before that she like the toy falls with her, so she's like looking in the mirror and she sees like Rory and like what happened to him and his mom, and it's the thing where like they turn around and they don't see anything and then they turn back around and it's like right there.
Yeah.
I love that in a movie. Like I'm
Yes.
eating it up. I'm like, I know when they
But you
turn
know
around
it's gonna
be
happen,
there. But I
it
want
still gets you.
Yes, it's still so
It
good.
still gets
Yeah.
you. All right. Any last thoughts? Would y'all recommend this movie?
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Me too.
I think last thought is I need to watch The Conjuring 2 now. And
Yeah,
get
for
it.
sure.
yeah.
All right. So, what would you rate this movie? Let's rate this movie in how far you'd get dragged by your hair. How far would you let Bathsheba drag you by your hair?
I'm getting
this
dragged 5 feet before they chop my hair off. I love this movie. Yeah.
Aaron?
Chop it off, but yeah, I'm getting dragged. I love this movie. As many feet as it takes, but no, this is one of my favorites, so I put
That's
this very
awesome.
highly.
So, I'm going to say 4.5. But
Okay.
only because I do feel like The Conjuring 2
It's a
did
5.
everything
Yeah.
better. Yeah, The Conjuring 2 for me would probably be a 5.
Yeah. But you know what? Like, I feel like The Conjuring 2, like, wouldn't be The Conjuring 2 if it wasn't for The Conjuring 1. Because in The Conjuring 2, you have, you know, the added aspect of Lorraine's vision that she has about what happens to Ed, which, you know, they allude to that in this one, you know, because it's what she sees during the exorcism with the Frenchman.
Oh, okay,
Is
yeah.
she sees, you know, Ed's death and, you know, he's like impaled by this thing and that comes to fruition in The Conjuring 2. But I do think The Conjuring 2 is better simply because Valak just like scares the shit out of me. Like
Valak is
I
such a
watched
great
The Conjuring 2
demon.
and I could not go to the bathroom at night. I couldn't do it. Because my parents, it was like a hallway. It was like my bedroom was at the end of the hallway, and I had to walk down the hallway to go to the bathroom. And there was like 2 doors on the way to the bath. I couldn't do it.
So I see what you're saying, but I still think like the buildup was not as good as the execution on the second one. Like if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I will say this one thing about The Conjuring 1. It takes me out of it when they start explaining parts of like hauntings or exorcisms. Like I think that's what the Devil Made Me Do It did incorrectly. Is they walked the audience through the whole rite of exorcism or the whole rite of possession and stuff like that. And it just takes you out of it. It makes it too scientific. So it's not scary anymore. It's like, okay, now we're like analyzing this.
Yeah.
In this one, like when Ed first walks the house with the family, he's telling them like, oh yeah, that's like the Holy Trinity or whatever, like a mocking to the Holy Trinity.
But I
He's
don't
like breaking
think I
it
would have
down.
known that otherwise though. Like I feel like that's a thing that, you know, I know now and I see a movie and it's like the clock stops at 3.
Yeah.
And like I know exactly why, but I feel like the reason I know that is because I watched The Conjuring when
Thank you for being educated.
2013.
Yeah,
So it's foundational.
I can see that. I
think.
guess maybe I'm thinking of it in terms of like what I know now versus what I didn't know back then.
Yeah.
But I do think that The Devil Made Me Do It.
Pause. Papaya.
I do think that The Devil Made Me Do It did that too much.
Yeah, I
think
didn't
that's
like
what
The Devil Made Me Do It at all.
I don't even remember it. It was.
I don't mean
hate
either.
Yeah, it was fine.
forgettable. Yeah.
That's perfect word. It
Yeah.
was forgettable for sure.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I think going back to like what you were saying about, you know, The Conjuring 2 wouldn't be what it is without The Conjuring. I mean, it is a world building movie if you think about the
Yeah.
CCU, how you said it.
Absolutely. CCU, yeah.
So it does kind of have that foundational feel to it that it allows The Conjuring 2 to be as good as it was probably.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have some homework now that I have to watch The Conjuring 2.
You do have to watch The Conjuring 2. Okay, now let's see if Letterboxd agrees with our ratings. In this section,
love
we
this
read
part.
memorable Letterboxd reviews that are interesting, especially insightful or downright hilarious, which is usually the case. Mar, do you want to start us off?
Okay, this is by Persia, who rated this 3.5 feet of getting dragged. I'm just saying, if Ed and Lorraine Warren asked me to be in a throuple with them, I wouldn't say no.
We have another polycule.
Polycule!
All right, this one is featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series,
Okay.
who gave it 4.5 feet
Okay,
being
dragged.
dragged. Thought my house was haunted because the TV kept shutting off. Turns out I was sitting on the remote. Honestly, that probably would
That's
happen to me.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, this is by Danica, who also rated it 4.5. The moral of the story is that if you move to a new house and your dog is scared and refuses to walk inside, it's time to find another new house.
100%.
Yeah.
I totally agree with Dan.
If my dog doesn't want to live there, I don't either.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping outside with Sadie. Are you kidding me?
We're cuddling,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah. All right, this one's from Camila. Yeah. Ed Warren exercised this. Period. I had to read this one. You already know.
Okay, this is Adam Bold. LMAO, what if I knocked all their photos down? That should be hilarious. The ghost. Okay, that scene is crazy. All the photos fall down. It's super loud.
That's what I was saying.
No one wakes
up.
And she screams like, "Who's there?" And still no one moves.
April's door's open. She just left April's room. The
Walked
door's
out of
open.
that room. Yeah.
I was like,
Come on.
That was a little stretch for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that about does it for today. Thank you for joining us. Erin, would you like to share where people can find you?
If you would like to
If
be
you
found.
would like to be found on social media. I also know that you started a movie group on Facebook. Did you not?
I did.
And it's like really successful.
It's a pretty successful movie group. It's on Facebook. I didn't start it. They just add me as an admin.
Oh, okay.
Down the line, I'm not as active as I once was. Sadly, kind of COVID killed all that. But
dang.
you know, we're still involved here and there. But no, handle on Instagram is probably the most active thing I am is Jumex84. You guys ever want to take a peek? I don't post a lot of movie stuff on there, but I do go to the movies as much as possible. So.
Nice. Awesome. So if you enjoyed the podcast, tell your friends about us. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and rate us 5 stars in whatever app or podcast service you use to bring on the spooks.
Please follow us on our socials by going to scarymovienights.com or looking us up on any platform. You can also message us through our socials or by sending an email through to spooky@scarymovienights.com.
Tell us what you think about The Conjuring. Did you watch it? Is it your thing? How far would you get dragged for this movie? I'm Joan.
I'm Mariana.
And thanks for joining us for another Scary Movie Night. See you in 2 weeks.
Stay spooky.
Thank you so
That
much.
was fun.
Wasn't that fun?
Thank you.
That's why.